Hey, hey, it's me again, back for story number 4. Hey, look here, got my hat on here. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Hanukkah, whatever it is you celebrate. Okay, well, you know what? I think I'm going to take this off. This rings a little too true, doesn't it? I really do kind of have that Santa Claus vibe, complete with the rosacea. So I'm going to lose this, I think, and that'll be that. Okay, what I want to talk to you a little bit about today is the post office. I just came from the post office. I don't want to go back to the post office again. Post office and I have never been friends. I've had some very good news come from the post office, and they've done some very good things for me, but I've also had some very bad things come from the post office. But, they're really a big part of self promotion. And one thing that I said I wanted to talk about on here was how to promote yourself. So I want to show you a few things. I used to make a whole bunch of photo postcards, handmade photo postcards. Used to go down in the dark room, print 100 of them out, and I would send them from everything from Hanukkah to Kwanzaa to Halloween to Valentine's Day. People really loved them, and they seemed like a pretty cool thing, but turned out people were matting them and selling them on eBay and everything else. And it was like, well, there was nothing I could do because they were actually originals that I had created, and I had signed, and it was sanctioned by the post office because it has had a postage stamp on it. So I did that for a long time, and I want to show you a few of them, but I stopped for kind of many reasons. Now I have them printed, and it's a singular printed piece, and it's a lot simpler, and nobody can like rip it off, and if they do, it's just a piece of cardboard on a piece of paper. So it's not a big deal. So let's take a look at these. And then we'll talk about the rules of the post office. First off here, let's see. Here's one of my early ones. This one I did for Sean's birth announcement. Now look, again, what did we say? This is eBay. So I have to be very, very careful not to show too much. And the post office told me that as well. So we get in here kind of close. You can see that I put a smiley face over Sean's junk. And you guys that know Sean know well, I don't know, probably hasn't changed much since that picture. That's not very nice, is it? I don't know that for a fact. But anyway, I'm using a smiley face. So there I have a nurse, and the nurse is actually holding the 23, and she's got a clock. Can I get in a little closer there, maybe? She's got a clock that she is holding with the time that he was born. Well, anyway, if you look at the back of this, it's a post office. It's a postcard. I used it, sent it through the post office. Well, a lot of them started to come back, and they were cut in half. They were in bags. So I went and I talked to the Postmaster General. The Postmaster General took one look at it. I said, "What's the problem?" He said, "Well, his business is exposed." I said, "What do you mean his business?" He says, "His stuff, his business." This is long before we called it junk. He says, "His business." He says, "The post office, we don't like business here." And it was like, no, wait a minute. What do you mean you don't like business? So, I've come to learn that the post office does not like business. I have sent so many photo postcards through the mail. Let's look at a few more of them. Many of them are men and women kind of together. Female nudes, no problem. The post office is fine with those. Here's one. Again, here was an announcement for a show that I did in New York. This one again was from the fertility test series. It was called the ovulation predictor. There she is with a wheel. She was pretty nude. And all of her business was hanging out, and the post office didn't have any problem with it. Let's look at another one. Well, look at this one. Post office didn't even have a problem with this. This one was created for a Tupperware party. If you guys can get in, you can see that she's got kind of Tupperware on her head. And again, I've covered her up a little bit. There's Tupperware all over. And in between her legs, she had a piece of plastic that actually came with part of the Tupperware. And it's what you mount the core of lettuce on. The thing I remember most about this picture was that I brought it up and I showed it my wife. And my wife's like, oh my God, I didn't know you used that lettuce thing. I didn't wash it. So I was like, oh my God, been eating with that thing, didn't wash it. But anyway, here it is, no problem. And let me tell you something. She came home one day and she said, I want to have a Tupperware party. I was like, what the hell? What do you mean you want to have a Tupperware party? You know, I got some kind of an image. A Tupperware party. Well, it turns out that she had a friend that was like something, blah, 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 blah. And if she got somebody else to do another Tupperware party, this girl would win some kind of trip or something like that. So we did the Tupperware party. And let me tell you something. The Tupperware lady, the rep, was not amused. She didn't think this was funny. She didn't like it. But let me tell you something else. We had a packed house at the Tupperware party, and the Tupperware lady did great. So I think in the long run, she was kind of happy with this picture. So anyway, let's look at a few more. Oh, here's kind of a cool one. I did this one when we got a new puppy. And as you can see, I didn't know much about organic dog toys. And these were, in fact, those pig ears, those dried pig ears. So I did a whole series of images with figures and pig ears, pigtails, and bones. That was what that one was from. Didn't have any problem with that. There was no junk. It was just the back and the side. Let's see. Oh, here was a big problem. Talk about junk. And I knew right away because this guy, well, look here. Let's look at the image. There we go. This was an amazing model. He had, look at the cuts in this guy's body. Look at the braid. And look how many stars I used to cover up his junk. And when I tell you, look here, take a look here. Let's see if we can get a close-up. I know there's a little bit of a reflection, but that is a realistic pattern. When I tell you that was 4-star, that took 4 stars to cover that up. So the post office was not amused. So anyway, I finally got the guy to admit and to say it. And that was, he said, you're right, sir. The post office does not like penises. So there you go. You go to the post office, you better know right off. You can send a photo postcard of a female nude anytime you want to, but you better forget it if it is a male nude. So I guess that about sums it up. But you know, the post office has been very, very good to me in many, many things. You know, I send these promo cards out. This one didn't work out so well. I thought, oh, wouldn't it be smart to send an oversized one? You know, had a lot of info about me and all on the back. But you know what? It didn't really work because it would always come through the mail, folded in half or messed up. So that really wasn't a good idea. And as I say, I've had lots and lots of good news from the post office. I have lots of letters that I keep from people. I have one right here. This one I think has always made my wife cringe. Can you guys see who that's from? Look at that gold lettering. Larry Flint. Yeah, I decided I did this graphic novel that was all about the Ottoman Empire. And I read somewhere that Larry Flint was really into everything Ottoman. You know, sultans, harem girls. So I decided I was going to send him a copy of my book. And I didn't really know how to get it. So I had to go into 7-Eleven. And this was a time long before the internet. I had to buy Hustler. And I remember coming out and like copying down the address and everything else. And I thought, okay, I'm just going to call him because I want to make sure that he gets it. So I called and I got all the way to the secretary and I said, hey, it's Larry and this is Stephen. And she's like, Stephen who? And I said, well, this is Stephen. And she said, what do you want? And I said, look, I have this book and I did, and I really like to get a copy to Larry. And she said, look, you know, if you send me a copy, I'll put it on his desk. So it was really wonderful. Larry actually got a copy of my book and he sent me this great letter with this gilded stationery. Basically, there it is. Dear Mr. Phillips, I would like to extend you my gratitude for your kind support and generous gift. I am sure that I will enjoy reading your book. Best wishes, Larry Flint. So, as again, I got 1,000,000 letters from 1,000,000 people, and I really do, in many ways, love the post office. But just know the next time you go, they don't like penises. All right, happy holidays. See everybody next time. Bye-bye.